Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, hi, how are you today? Today, I will show you one of the materials in the discourse analysis course, namely speech act. Before that, let me tell you guys about my identity. My name is Nurrisca Ubahiroh. My ID number is 19320094 and I am from AL class. Okay, so what do you know about speech act? About what is in it and how for the example? Let me tell you about that. Speech act have several opinions in defining the part of speech act. The one I choose is John Langshaw Austin. John put forward a theory of language use called speech act in his book How to Do Things with Words. The most interesting thing in the use of language in the practice of communicating is that what is spoken by the speaker has a purpose, a certain intention that has an impact on the listener. According to Austin, when people speak, people don't say a production, but they also an act. An action is called a speech act, which Austin divides into two: constitutive speech act and performative speech act. After formulating constitutive and performative speech act, Austin proposes three types of speech act, all of which occur when the speech is spoken, namely locutionary, illocutionary, and perlocutionary. Locutionary. The first is locutionary. Locutionary speech act, Austin states that locution are simply saying something, conveying information, speaking, asking, and so on. Locutionary utterance obey the condition of truth and require reason or feel and reference to be understood. Reference depend on the narrative. Simply put, saying something is doing a locutionary speech act. The second is illocutionary. Illocutionary speech act are speech acts that are not descriptive and are not subject to the condition of truth. Austin states that the illocutionary act is the performance of the act of saying something, the implementation of the act of saying something. An example is the utterance of the headmaster at the beginning of the article. I married brother Abin, and so with brother B, binti so and so. That the speech contains a certain strength. The third is perlocutionary. Perlocutionary speech act, according to Austin, perlocutionary speech act are what we produce or achieve by saying, such as convincing, persuading, holding back saying, surprising, or misleading. In the other words, perlocutionary acts are action or states of mind that are brought about by or as a consequence of saying something. Therefore, the perlocutionary act must be understood as a cause and effect relationship between two events that cause production to be uttered by narrators. The utterance of the penghulu, when spoken, has created something new, namely since then the legal husband and wife and can live together to build a family and produce offspring. In other words, the speech is not description but states the state of event that will occur if the speech is made seriously and is indeed in appropriate circumstances. For example, when a man says his fiancé, I will marry you after Lebaran next year, then the locutionary follow up is, I will marry you after Lebaran next year. The illocutionary act is premise and the perlocutionary act is the conveying his fiance with the premise contained in the utterance. Okay, that the review of my understanding of the speech act. I hope what I say can provide understanding for all of you. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.